Verse 10, Ulladhu Naarpadhu, 40 verses on reality given to us by Sri Ramana Maharshi. Here is the Tamil verse which I will translate. அறியாமை விட்டு அறிவு இன்றாம், அறிவு விட்டு அவ்வறியாமை இன்றாகும். அந்த அறிவும் அறியாமையும் யார்க்கென்று அம்முதலாம் தன்னை அறியும் அறிவே அறிவு. Here he is talking about what is true knowledge, what is not knowledge. See, we all live life by domain knowledge, right? And each person's domain knowledge differs. Starting from the simplest labor of pulling a cart or doing a physical labor of carrying bricks to driving a taxi. It goes on and on up the hierarchy, right? Or driving a bus, flying a plane, making an automobile, learning IT and working on IT, writing a software program, designing an automobile, designing an aircraft, and what work people do in NASA, agriculture, producing the crop, and so on. Chemistry, physics, biology, all these are domain knowledge, and each person lives by one domain knowledge. It is inevitable. Here, Bhagavan is talking about what is knowledge and what is knowledge. He says, Ariyamai vittu arivu inram. Without ignorance, there is no knowledge. And without knowledge, there is no ignorance. He says, what does it mean? He says, only upon the rise of the I am the body sense, only after the I sense arises, do we speak about knowledge or ignorance? See, I speak Tamil, that is my mother tongue. Do I know German? I do not know. So that is my ignorance. Do I know some English? Yes, I do. That is called knowledge. We call it. Bhagavan would say from his standpoint, both are ignorance. they are dismissed. There is something within you which is called Brahman, which is vast, infinite, birthless, deathless, which is the basis for the appearance of the entire universe. That is that mega power, that super power, what is called the Supreme Lord. That is the cause, within quote, the cause of the rise of the entire universe. And in the universe, there are millions, billions of individuals who have some knowledge and ignorance. And he dismisses all knowledge and ignorance as, not knowledge at all. Knowledge is ignorance, ignorance is ignorance too. Then Bhagavan should tell us what is knowledge, right? Self-knowledge is knowledge, he says. We already discussed the point. Okay. After the rise of the subject of the Triputi, when I say subject of the Triputi means seer, seen, and the process of seeing, knower, known, and the process of knowing. Only after from Atma, from Brahman, the ego arises, and upon the rise of the ego, individual arises. Upon the rise of the individual, we talk about knowledge and ignorance. Right? The whole universe arises to our experience only after the rise of the ego. Bhagavan would say only after the rise of the sense of I, bodily sense of I, does even the body arise. Body awareness arises. And once I thought arises, the senses operate. Once the senses operate, the world is perceived. World is perceived, universe is perceived. Now dismiss one by one. Universe is not there in my experience. World is not in my experience. Senses are not there in my experience. I thought itself is not my experience. What is left? Brahman. That's all. This might sound very strange. You take n number of births, say 1 million births, the truth is not going to change. You study 1 million scriptures on Advaita, on the ultimate truth of life, the truth is not going to change. Because I have studied Sri Bhagavan, whatever he has said in his verses and in his prose, and of course I have been listening to Sarva Priyananda of Ramakrishna order as to what the Upanishads are saying. Same thing, Tattvamasi, that thou art. We need to realize it. Coming to the verse, Ariyamai vittu arivu enram, arivu vittu ariyamai endragum. So, without ignorance, there is no knowledge. Without knowledge, there is no ignorance. The ignorance of any domain knowledge is like the two sides of a coin. You know something, at the same time you do not know something. You do not know something, at the same time you know something. Right? I do not know German, I know Tamil. I know Tamil, but I do not know German. It is the same way. I mean, it is in a way. It's a way of interpreting the same thing. So he calls knowledge of worldly life or ignorance of worldly life as ignorance only. Then அந்த அறிவும் அறியாமையும் யார்க்கென்று அம்முதலாம் தன்னை அறியும் அறிவே அறிவு. Now he defines what is true knowledge. True knowledge is finding out to whom this knowledge and ignorance happens. I'll repeat. Real knowledge is through vicharam, through self-inquiry, knowing the substratum which is the basis for this knowledge and ignorance. Only upon I arises, body arises. And in the body-mind system, we have knowledge and ignorance. It is very obvious, right? I do not know engineering. That is ignorance. I can speak some English. That is knowledge. Both are dismissed. So, sometimes repetition is good because repetition convinces you, oh, this has to be the ultimate truth. Bhagavan says it. Bhagavan says it umpteen number of times. Shastra says, scriptures say, Upanishads say the same thing. How many times? N number of times. So how many times should we listen to this? Till we are convinced. That's all. Because through our many past lives, we have remained conditioned to this effect that I am only the body. I have body, I have mind, I have desires, I have goals, I have things to achieve in the universe. Bhagavan would dismiss everything. If you are really interested in knowing your true nature, dismiss everything. Accept the truth that you are pure awareness. Not awareness of some domain knowledge, not ignorance of some domain knowledge. It is pure awareness, pure existence, pure consciousness, pure bliss. Is it something anybody can achieve? Yes. Have people done it? Yes. I am also a human being with 2 hands, 2 eyes and so on. And rishis also had 2 eyes, 2 legs. So it is common. This knowledge is common. It is everyone's birthright rather. It is not denied to anyone. It is not exempted. Nobody is exempted from this knowledge. But till the screen is removed, this is ignorance screen. This screen is nothing but I am the body thought. It is interwoven. This thought, many thoughts. I am man, I am woman, I have studied this, I have not studied this, I am tall, I am fair, I have accomplished this, I have not accomplished this, I need to accomplish this. All these thoughts, very different strands of thought, they form together and form a thick rope. I am the body. This is called the veil. This veil hides truth. Assuming this face is Brahman. Now, this veil hides it. Now we need to remove the veil. How? Through vicharam, through inquiry. Who am I? Am I this body? Shastra says something else. Should I consider that? Am I this body? I am not. He says, in the nature of things, a crow is not a cow. A cow is not a tree. a tree is not a human being. The same way, in the nature of things, you are defined as pure awareness who has nothing to do with the universe, who has nothing to do with your body. In the nature of things, you think you are mixed with the body. Shastra says, no, in the nature of things, you are unattached. Asanga it is called. Then, how is it that I experience myself as this body? It is through the power of Maya, Brahman's power of Maya. It creates an illusion, a delusion that I am the body, they say. Because now they are differentiating between Atma and the material universe based on one reference. What is permanent, what is impermanent? What is the cause of all this? Who came first? Brahman, Atma, or the universe and the body? Atma is first. It always exists. This body lives for a few years, or say 78 years, and dies. What about the sun and the moon and the stars? They also live for 1,000,000 years, they die. One thing is there which never dies, which is never born, which serves as the basis for the entire universe. That is Brahman. And that you are already, they say. You can realize it. What are the benefits? No more birth. This birth also, you will live as the Supreme Lord. That's what Advaita says. That thou art. Whatever you call the Supreme Lord or the highest power in the universe, that thou art, they say. But we need to realize it. We need to remove the veil through vicharam. Ariyamai vittu arivu indram, arivu vittu avva ariyamai indragum. அந்த அறிவும் அறியாமையும் யார்க்கென்று அம்முதலாம் தன்னை அறியும் அறிவே அறிவு. That is knowledge which is through vicharam when you find out your true nature. So your true nature is true knowledge. Something else arises upon that true knowledge, based on the power of this true knowledge, something else arises, and within that we have domain knowledge, ignorance knowledge. Dismiss. He says no. This is the state of a jnani. Because as Bhagavan defines, for a jnani there is no universe at all. And in the universe the body is included. Everything is absent in the jnani's experience. That is jnanam. So detachment from the material universe, including the body, is the key. This is what even Buddha said. Desire is the root cause of all suffering. Can we give up all desire immediately? No, over a period of time. So slowly let us think about this truth that I am Brahman. And we need to bring about an acceptance. If we accept, you will be relieved. Bhagavan says, if you don't accept, you will court trouble. C-O-U-R-T, verb. Court trouble, he says. Let us think about it.